Hi, this is Scott, Kilo Sierra 6 Delta Alpha Yankee, and for today's video, I'm back once again talking about useful accessories for the Ailunce HA1UV and HA1 Golf radios. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about speaker mics. Now, I'm only going to be talking about one speaker mic today. There's going to be more in the future, but I wanted to talk about this one because I've had some very good experiences with this particular speaker mic. But before we get into talking about that, need to first talk about the speaker mic connection on your radio, because you may get kind of in a hurry and end up making a purchasing mistake if you buy the wrong speaker mic for the wrong connection. So what we need to do is let's go ahead and review real quick what that speaker mic connection looks like on the side of the HA1UV. Here we've got these contact strips. Now this differs from what you normally see in the import radio market. What you normally see is what's called the K1 connection, where you have a 2.5 millimeter and 3.5 millimeter pin, and you plug into that. But the problem with this particular setup is this is a perfect opening for water and dust intrusion into the radio. Now when you have an IP67 radio, that's a poor connection for a speaker mic. What you want instead is something like what we see here, and this is a contact strip. And what that contact strip does is it allows you to bolt your accessory onto the side of the radio and make the proper connections for that accessory to the radio with these little pins on this connection, and they interface with the contacts right here, and thus you are able to operate the device through the radio, but it doesn't have any openings that are going to present an opportunity for dust or water to get into the radio. Now, how these pins are assigned and laid out differ from one manufacturer to another. For instance, the Baofeng UV9 Golf, for instance, and the UV9 Pro, they feature something very similar, and in fact the head unit is exactly the same. You can bolt one of those onto this radio. Problem is it won't work because the pins they use are down here in the bottom area. The Retevis uses pins that are up at the top. So you need to be careful about what speaker mic you buy. So the best source to get your speaker mics from are obviously going to be Retevis or Ailunce. Now in the case of this speaker mic, this is a Retevis product. I bought this many years ago for use with two different Retevis radios. I had an RT29. Well, still have them actually. So I bought it for the RT29 and also my RT87 radios. And this is the speaker mic that I purchased for use with those. And I've been using it to this day, and it's worked great and flawlessly the entire time. And it works perfectly with the HA1UV and HA1 Golf. So this is going to be one of my recommended speaker mics. Now there again are others out there that are offered both by Retevis and third-party solutions. There are two additional, I think maybe even three additional speaker mics that you can get from Retevis. I know Ailunce and Retevis both have another speaker mic that has more of kind of a squared off shape to it with a little rounded area, and then it's got a logo at the top. I actually had one of those a few years back. I bought it along with when I bought an HD1 radio. I got the radio and I got that speaker mic. I ended up sending the radio back because it didn't work. And then I kept the speaker mic and then tried it with my RT29, and it didn't work there either. So I went ahead and got sent that back as well. So my experience with that one, not terrific, but it is what it is. They may be just fine, and I'm going to bring another one of those in to try with this radio. And then Retevis has another one that I really kind of like the look of. I'm going to bring that in as well. But for today, I wanted to get this one out in front of you because this is still available on Amazon. And as I said, it's pretty darn good. Now, I would love to give you a model number on this, but there is not a single marking on this speaker mic anywhere. It came in, I think, if I remember properly, I think it was just a plastic bag with an Amazon label on it. And even if to this day, if you go to the actual Amazon listing where I bought this, and it's still there, and I'll leave a link in the description for this from the exact same page that I purchased from. Again, not a single model number anywhere on there, but there are details related to it that they offer there as well as on the Retevis page. And it tells you first off that this is an IP54 speaker mic, which means it is rain resistant to a certain extent. But if you're in a heavy driving downpour, you're probably going to want to tuck this under your raincoat just to make sure it doesn't get killed by the rain. And it's definitely, of course, not IP67. So if the radio and the speaker mic go underwater, the radio will live, the speaker mic maybe not. But it at least has some degree of weather protection to it. I will search for an IP67 speaker mic for this because I definitely need one, so I'll let you know on that as time goes by. But as just a knock-around speaker mic, this is actually not a bad proposition. It's just under $30. It's got pretty good build quality, and as far as the audio quality, both on transmit and receive, just fine. Adequate to task. How about that? Most speaker mics don't sound that terrific anyway, but this is nice and loud. No difficulty hearing it at all. A little tinny, again, as most speaker mics are. And I think that's because this is essentially hollow inside. I would imagine if I were so inclined to take this apart, I could probably put a little bit of dampening foam or something in there to kind of make it sound a little bit better. I think the tinny aspect comes from just the sound reverberating from the inside of this hollow container, because really all that's in here is a small board and a speaker. So yeah, you're going to get a lot of artifact noise bouncing off the inside of that thing. So it's not terribly bassy, but as I said, it gets the job done, and you can hear the audio just nice and fine. You got your speaker mic ports here. It's 2 small holes instead of 1. That's different, but that is where it's at. PTT has a really decent switch on it. It is hinged at the bottom, so you're only going to get action if you press it at the top. Something you need to know. You can press it hard enough, you can get a little bit, but it's much easier to do it from the top. The clip on the back, like pretty much all of them, it is rotatable through a number of different detent points. The clip has a really good spring on it. It's pinned. The pin is actually staked, so you don't have to worry about the pin walking off on you. And what I really like about the clip is it's narrow enough to slip easily into a MOLLE channel on a carrier. So that's really cool, because sometimes they make them a little too wide. So, and it's also not so long that it's going to hang up on the inside of the strap, so good job there. It is, of course, removable and replaceable just by pulling up on that tab, and it slides right off. You have a 3.5 millimeter accessory socket on the side here if you want to use an audio earpiece or pipe this into a headset. It's got a really good strain relief on the bottom. The cord is excellent. It's a matte finish cord, and it really falls into that Goldilocks zone of being not too long, not too short. Really decent amount of spring to it, so great. Good strain relief on the connection side as well. And as far as the connection, it connects up nice and solid, no issues there. And again, works great. And for about a little less than 30 bucks, cannot complain. So the speaker mic with no name, as I said, I will leave a link in the description where I bought this. But moving forward into the future, I am going to try a couple of different things on here. There is that SMA cable, COM cable system that I reviewed a while back. They have one with a Retevis connection. I'm definitely getting one of those in, and then probably a couple more Retevis speaker mics. And before you guys ask in the comment section, yes, I am looking for a PTT unit for the headsets. I seized up on the actual terminology there, but yeah, the U94 PTT plug set for the tactical headset units. I am looking for one that's Retevis compatible. I haven't found one yet, but as soon as I do, I'll definitely have one of those in as well. So we'll be talking about more accessories on this in the future. But for now, if you're in a hurry and you need a speaker mic for one of these really quick, I can definitely endorse at least this one right here, and just make sure it looks just like that. So with that, I will thank you for watching and or listening. This is Scott, Kilo Sierra 6, Delta Alpha Yankee from Visalia, California. Have a wonderful day.